Hello everyone. This behind the scenes video demonstrates the process of creating our short film, The Shape of Loss. The project explores grief and how people slowly learn to cope with the absence of someone important to them. In this video, we will explain the planning, media creation, technical tools, and integration techniques we use to produce the final multimedia product. So for pre-production, our first step was developing the concept of the film. Instead of directly showing the person who has been lost, we decided to represent grief through an empty desk in a classroom. The visual metaphor became the central element of our story. We then wrote the script and divided it into 6 scenes that represent different stages of grief, that is, shock, descent, emptiness, healing, acceptance, and reflection. We created a short list and discussed camera angles, lighting requirements, and the emotional purpose of each scene before filming began. My colleague will continue with location and set design.
Thank you. So, I'll start off by taking you through location and set design. So, the entire film was shot in one classroom location. Using a single location reduced production complexity and allowed us to focus on atmosphere and emotional storytelling. The empty desk was carefully arranged with a school bag and jacket to symbolize the absent student. This desk remained in the same position throughout the film to create visual continuity. I'll also be taking you through the next part, filming process. So we used a smartphone camera to record the scenes. To create different emotions, we experimented with framing and camera movement. For scene 1 and scene 3, we used static shots and long pauses to create feelings of discomfort and loneliness. For scene 2, we used several short clips and close-up shots to focus on small actions such as holding a worksheet, looking at an old photograph, and adjusting the jacket on the chair. In scene 4 and scene 5, we used wider shots to show the characters reconnecting and supporting each other. We recorded multiple takes of each scene to ensure smooth performances and better editing choices.
So I'm going to take you through sound and design. Sound design. And for this project, the music was to reflect the emotions of grief in a subtle and realistic way. And since the film focuses on ordinary moments in the classroom after loss of a classmate, I decided not to create a loud or dramatic music, but use simple piano notes, soft pads, and long periods of silence. So I started by lowering the tempo around 65 so that the music would feel slow and reflective. And for the opening scene, I used single piano notes with a lot of reverb and large gaps between them. So this was meant to represent shock and the feeling that something is missing in the classroom. And as the story progressed, I introduced soft pad chords underneath the piano, and this gentle music background sounds symbolize the emotions that students are struggling to express. And during the emptiest moments of this film, most of the music was removed and silence was allowed to become part of the soundtrack because grief often feels quiet and lonely. And towards the end of the film, I added warmer chords and simple recurring melody. And this melody represents the memory of the absent classmate and the way the students begin to find comfort in one another. So the final chord resolves softly to show acceptance and hope, while still acknowledging that the loss remains. So I created this soundtrack in FL Studio using FL keys and flex pads and reverb effects. And my goal was to make music support the story emotionally without distracting from the performances or the dialogues. So I'm going to invite our next presenter to talk about the video editing and integration.
So, my name is Ryan Wesley, and I'll be taking you through the video editing process and the techniques used. So, for this process, I'll share my screen to show my timeline. So, for this, I used Adobe Premiere Pro. So the first step, I imported all the footage that we filmed. Then after that, I trimmed all unnecessary footage off. And then after that, I combined all trimmed parts into one. The process is called nesting. So I made one to make it like a nested sequence. Then after that, now for it, the main reason for doing the nested sequence is that you can carry out different edits on the same video at once. So first of all, with the introduction now, the font I used for the text is Montserrat Black. Montserrat Black. Then on the video, I used an effect called track matte key for it to for the effect now for the video to now appear behind the text. Then I used it for this and the heading of our video. Then after that, I use the transition called cross dissolve and morph cut for the text to transition into the video. Then after that I used the other main part is the color grading. So for the color grading, our whole project is about despair and grief. So I went for a darker look. So, wait, yeah. So for example, here, this is before I did the color grading, and this is after the color grading. Then, yeah. So, and then one thing for the video I used for the video here, I also added another color grading on this video. It's an overview of the school basically. So yeah, so my partner will talk about the challenges faced during all this.
Uh, okay, so challenge for the challenges and the solutions we had. One of our challenges was maintaining silence and serious expressions during emotional scenes. And to solve it, we filmed the most emotionally demanding scenes first, while everyone remained focused, and we did the rest later. Uh, Another challenge was controlling the classroom lighting because natural sunlight changed throughout the day. So we adjust the blinds and the camera exposure to maintain consistency. Uh, so this project taught us the importance of visual storytelling and demonstrated how lighting, sound, and camera and editing can communicate emotions with very little dialogue. And by combining different multimedia elements, we were able to create a short film that represents grief as a journey towards acceptance and remembrance. So, thank you for watching our behind the scenes presentation of The Shape of Loss.